For most professional athletes, the journey to the top is filled with twists and turns, grueling practices, and countless hours spent in the weight room. The odds of making a living in sports are long, and those who make it have talent, drive, and of course, a little luck. But luck wasn't ever a part of the equation for Matt McChesney. As a former CU Buff and Denver Bronco, luck actually worked against him. To say that McChesney had bad luck would be an understatement. From a slew of injuries and off-field setbacks to incidents that could only be described as bizarre, the story of McChesney's path into and out of professional football is one of the strangest we've ever heard.
Matt, just like many athletes, has a history of some significant injuries.
You know, it hurt me to see him get hurt.
He is injury prone, unfortunately, but he's certainly not fragile.
But injuries were just the beginning. McChesney's life outside of football was littered with peculiar proceedings. Like the time in college he was sued for illegally downloading music.
I don't know why they picked me, and I don't know why this black cloud seems to follow me around, but...
Or the time doctors diagnosed him with the West Nile virus, just days before he was about to become a St. Louis Ram.
I was one of 6 people in the state of Colorado that year, one of 6, to get diagnosed with West Nile virus.
And there were more injuries. A broken ankle in NFL Europe, a knee that exploded just one play into his tenure with the Miami Dolphins, and an unlikely leg injury during a walkthrough with the Denver Broncos. But the icing on the cake, the mishap that finally brought McChesney's football career to a screeching halt, occurred alongside a friend and a teammate at the most unlikely of places, the golf course.
Out there, so I reach over and pick up the ball off the ground, turn left, and right when I put my foot down left, Bannon, driving the other cart, hits me flush in the lower leg, going God knows how fast, downhill with 200-300 pounders in the golf cart. Hits me flush in the lower leg, right between my knee and ankle, rolls me under the golf cart, tears my MCL, my meniscus, and PCL, my left knee. I remember going in his truck, and he drove me to Sky Ridge, and the whole time he was telling me what I should say to Coach McDaniels to make sure that he didn't get in trouble. As I went in the facility the next day, had Greek check me out, the trainer for the Broncos, and he told me what everybody else told me. And remember, I was sitting in a cold tub. I was rotating back and forth while I was icing my knee with a Gatorade cup full of ice. And I was rotating back and forth between the hot tub and the cold tub with my ankle. And Coach Josh McDaniels walked by the cold tub room and opened up the door and stuck his little head in the door and said, "Golf cart, huh?" and started laughing. And at that point, I knew that I didn't want to do this stuff anymore. I had wanted no part of the NFL anymore. You know, the Broncos wanted to fix me with Toradol and cortisone, needles and pain pills, and the same way I've been fixed my whole life, and I wasn't going down that road anymore. So, you know, I called Brian Zanders and told him that I was going to come in the next day and clean my locker out, and that was that. I went back in the next day, cleaned out my stuff, and left.
McChesney finally said goodbye to the NFL and said hello to the life he leads today. He's started his own training business, 60 Strength and Fitness, and he's hosting his own radio show along with lifelong friend Nick Sclafani.
He just refuses to take second place, like I said, and he's a guy that's infectious to be around with that ability.
Oh, he's awesome to train with.
You know, I want nothing but the best for him.
I think he's going to be an elite personal trainer.
Was I bitter? Yeah. Am I bitter? No. If I've learned anything, it's that life's not fair. And anyone who thinks that they're owed something from just being alive or the situation they're in, you're sadly mistaken. So you can only make the best of the situation you're in, and you can't take things for granted because you never know when it's going to be your time to walk away.
If you'd like to read the entire story of Matt McChesney's bizarre and bumpy journey, grab a copy of the September issue of Mile High Sports Magazine. And don't forget to tune in to his show, The Pro and the Pundit, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to noon on Mile High Sports Radio, AM 1510 or FM 93.7. Stay tuned as Warren McCarty catches up with an MMA legend who's headed to Denver, Rampage Jackson. This is Doug Ottewell, and you're watching Mile High Sports TV.